off we go from Denver. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From just shy of midfield, Mahomes over the middle. That's hauled in by Isabella. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 37. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Trying the left side with Kamara. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on 1 run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A give. This is Kamara. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Mahomes now on first down. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They go play fake. Mahomes sliding out of the... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He's a reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and defensively they have to find an answer for him.
And that's what you would do if you were calling plays, right?
Yeah,
you'd make sure that he gets targeted. But the thing about it is the route running. That's what makes him so dangerous, is because no matter what is presented defensively, he runs his route with such skill that he's able to go up and get the football first in each and every situation.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
At the 39-yard line.
2nd and 2. On play action, here's Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bilal Nichols in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He'll let this go deep for runs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better.
Drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Robbie Anderson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. These two teams all tied after one. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer...
It got his man complete. Touchdown, Washington. But we saw Tua Tagovailoa hit on some big ones in his college days to Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy. That left arm, pretty underrated in terms of strength.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Coming to you. 44, Mike, 44. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Charles, you talk about this offense in this week 8 of the 2021 campaign. Now, normally this would be the halfway point of the season, but as we all know, this now a 17-game regular season. And because of that, seems like now maybe more than ever, getting your open week to occur later in the season, that could be a pretty big advantage.
Brandon, it's always been a big advantage, and now, as you pointed out, the possibility of it becoming huge, likely. Most teams want that later open date because of injuries, getting that rest before the playoff push, all of those things. Sometimes when you get an open date early in the season, it's not very much of an advantage. You might be playing well, not slows down your momentum. This is a big deal, and teams definitely like it. The later, the better.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
At the 47-yard line.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54.
Mahomes going to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
57 Mike. Hey, they're scared. Go. 57 Mike. 57 Mike. Oh, dang.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted. Nick Needham picks it off. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll run on first down with Akers. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A give running right is Akers. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on third down. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This is taken at the 18, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7, though, on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. A 10th carry for Kamara, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
It's just me and you.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 15.
Bring it. 57. Mike 57.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. Tua now on 1st down. incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
2nd and 10. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's able to get up here to the 26. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd and inches, Tua. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Looking to pass, Tua. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. He's got his man Sharp, complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. They'll run on first down. Akers. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Play action. Now it's Tua. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Here's Tua. And he will find the rookie from Purdue. That's Rondale Moore. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. Akers has got the first down and then some. Touchdown, Washington. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, his 5th overall. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. On the give, this is Akers. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This is caught. Touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 12 on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll look to run with Akers. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Again, it'll be Akers. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. Steps away to his left. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Henry Ruggs, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Butker on for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes this Washington 21. Broncos 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now a toss. Kamara left side. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Drop deep. Hey, dribble it. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Here I come. Attack.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Coming left is Kamara. Nifty move. And he's taken down inside the 30. 56 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes on the check down. He finds Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Well, they try to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in. Kamara powers through him, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Again, Kamara, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Alvin Kamara with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jordan Brooks able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Tua going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Mahomes will throw. Buying time to his left. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
71 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he gets this one down to the 24. That good for 19 and a first down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Mahomes. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And that's the play, that pick by Mathieu, that will seal this football game.
The Honey Badger does it again. And I think one of the best nicknames that's ever been given. Just so inspired. He may not care, as Honey Badgers don't, but he understands how to get around the ball, and he just sealed another victory.
How do you know about the mental psyche of a Honey Badger?
That's always been the expression. The Honey Badger, he doesn't care.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
so for Washington. They moved to 7-1 on the year with the victory.
And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.